Good morning, sleepyheads. Oh, I got fuzzy on you. It's Friday in real time, and I was going to change my oil. I was very excited, and then I found out I have to go do something. It's time sensitive, so I have to do it today. And I'm like, I don't want to rush the oil change because then I won't get the footage I want. And because I'm putting these valves on once, this new thing, this Fumoto thing, I want to make sure it's right. So I'll probably hopefully still do it this afternoon, but I'm going to do this other thing first so that I'm not rushed, and because also I'm going to get dirty doing the oil, and then, you know, I won't have time to get cleaned up because the place, I think they close at 5. The good news is the thing that I have to do today, I didn't know when exactly I'd have to do it, either today or sometime next week, and that frees me up next week, maybe. I would like to go south a bit for a couple days because I want to go get banana flips. I haven't talked about those on the vlog, so I will talk about them later, but banana flips, oh my god. I want to get the oil change because now I'm due for the oil change. I'm very particular. Like, I realize at exactly the mileage it does not make your car blow up, but if you are consistent and always on time with oil changes, which I would have done it before it expired, but that part took longer than I thought to get. I mean, typically I do them before it's due because I'm telling you, prolongs the life of your car. People that don't do it end up killing their cars. It's the little things, people. The little things. Speaking of little things, I think there's a there we go. You might have been seeing a little haze right in that spot in the lens. Anyway, I got a sleepy puppy. Or whatever. I gotta wake her up and take her out, and then I gotta go do my thing, and then I will be back to do the oil change hopefully. So we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I got the thing I needed to out of the way, and it occurred to me I already knew this, but I don't have a torque wrench of any type. Normally, I figure that I don't tighten things as much. There's a lot of things as a female that I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm even Steven with the guys. But arm strength, no. If I've got, like, torque from having, you know, a better leverage on something, I can obviously utilize leverage to gain strength. Obviously, that's how levers work, right? But I know that I'm not as strong in the arms, so I don't typically worry about torque specifications on tightening things on a car. But because these fittings for this Fumoto valve are brass, which is a softer metal, I'm a little concerned that I could over tighten in this case. So I'm at my local Ace here, Ace Hardware. These guys are close to my house and they're just amazing people. And they carry Craftsman because they're an Ace, and they started carrying Craftsman a few years ago, which I prefer for my wrenches. Now, if they're insanely expensive, I might go to Harbor Freight. But I just checked the Harbor Freight prices on my phone, and I'm hoping it's not that much more, so that I can just get one here and have a better tool because I like Craftsman tools. So back home, a couple things from the Ace store. They did have a 3/8 inch torque that was only a couple dollars more than the one at Harbor Freight for the same size. Like, I think their sale thing online said $21.99, and this was like $25.99 for Craftsman. So yeah, went that route. And then when I was walking out, these guys were walking out. I heard him say something about finding a turkey. He's like, oh, you need to find your turkey now. And I was like, turkey? I had a turkey on my roof a few blocks from here, and it was just strutting by, and like they were cracking up. They're like, see, we told you can find a turkey anywhere. Apparently the guy must be having trouble with his hunting endeavors or something. I'm going to get into my monkey suit, that's what I call it, and do this oil change. All right, everybody, I got my monkey suit, and I am in my garage, obviously, and somebody needs to take their car to the garage and get their brakes fixed. It's got some squeaking. Because my car's used, it didn't have the manual, so I printed one off at some point and just kind of stapled the edges there, and that's the maintenance guide. I like to write down the mileage that it's at, which I realized I could have just done there, and the date, and I taped the oil filter, like the lid, or like some of these other brands come with a flap. Sometimes I can't get the Ford one, and then I went and bought one, and turns out I did have one. So now, next time, note to self, I don't need to buy one. This is what I'm going to be doing today. This is because I have a bump in on the oil pan, so the distance would be too short for this clearance. So it has to have this little adapter first. So that goes in first to the oil drain pan on the car. You remove your drain plug and replace it with that. And then this is the actual thing. What this is there's a lever here. It's spring loaded so it can't like come loose. And this also has another one of those washers, which is about to jump off on me. But It has this side that's smooth, which this type of like clear vinyl hose can slip right onto. So that can go to your oil drain pan and no mess, no drips, no splashes, which is really cool. And then the way this works is, let me point you in a weird direction for a quick second. So you can see through it now. So right now, this is obviously the open position. So this is if you were draining the oil, it would come out. And then when you're not draining the oil, you close that little lever and it's closed. What looks like light coming through is actually a reflection of the ball in the middle there. That's not a hole. Anyway, so this screws into that little adapter that extends. Turn it here. So you know, this would go into the oil pan, this goes into that, and then you have this lever permanently. So that's what I'm doing differently this time. Some cars come with it. I want to say maybe there's certain Volkswagens. I forget which cars I've heard come with it, or maybe Saabs and stuff. But you can buy them for most cars. If you get one, they have two models, and the ones I have like an N. You'll see F107N in the name. And what that N means is, I think it means nipple. And the reason that is because of this side that you can use the hose on. So if you can get that for your vehicle, to me that seems like the good way to go. Interesting fact about me before I get started, I've never paid for an oil change. Not a single oil change in my life. And I've only had one done for me in my life. And that was when I bought this car. This car came with a free oil change. So I had it done because it was free. And you know, I still have to buy this stuff if I do it myself. And I honestly didn't know what to do. I was like, so do I sit down? Do I just hang it out? Where do I go? Like, I honestly didn't know. Because I'm like, I've never had one done. So one thing about this car is it has this cover here. Supposedly this is oil filter. You should just need to remove this panel. Now the whole reason I'm doing this valve is because that's not true. It's a lie. So right now I don't have my car jacked up at all because I believe that plastic is in the way of the spot that I like to catch with my jack. So right now I'm just reaching under and getting some of these. And it's a small size, it's a 7mm. And although the 1/4 inch socket, it doesn't lock for the forwards and backwards or loose tighten or whatever, this little lever thing, because it's so lightweight, it doesn't lock as well. But reaching in here with this one tends to work better because of the low profile, the size of it. And then I'm gonna put these in my creeper because it has a little slot so I don't lose them. And move that out of the way. Theoretically, I shouldn't have to remove the rest of that. Theoretically. It's all a lie, because that little lip under the edge here where that light is, there's the plastic there. That part, theoretically, you shouldn't have to take that off. In reality, it goes just far enough back or forward, or whichever way you look at it, that the oil catches on the edge of that thing. So if you didn't remove it, you would have a mess in there, and then you'd have a slow drip from residual stuff, or it'd sludge up and it'd be a mess. And I don't like a mess under my car. I like it clean. So now I'm going to see where I can jack this thing up, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, I fumbled around quite a bit to try to get this. This is the best I can do on lighting and camera, so hopefully it's okay. So the oil drain plug is here, the filter is up here. I don't know how much is in frame, but try not to get it on my light. Maybe I can get a little bit on here. There we go. So yeah, that's my leverage thing. If I'm at the right angle, I can do okay. From where I want to be for a camera, not so much. So that's loose. And I'm going to just back away because this is going to splash. This is going to run right down my arm, basically. And this is why I'm installing the valve. Okay, so the thing is, to properly jack this car up and make it safe, you've got to have your jack stands in the right places. But then try to have a place to safely do that and have your oil drain pan, and I can't seem to find the right combination. So, ergo why I'm installing this stupid thing. It's like, you can't get your car jacked up right. You can't drain the oil very easily, because at first, I mean, it comes out in such a gush. You're either going to have it running down your arm or you're going to have it running on the floor. That's what it comes down to. Because you need all this access area to get to stuff, and the way the thing is set up, you're supposed to just remove the thing here. But the way that plastic thing goes, it anchors on this guy here and all through there. And I'm like, you can't do it. I think it's stupid. I get, you know, not having all this stuff exposed to the road and bumps and things, but then make the access door differently. You know, don't make it a tiny little rectangle that isn't sufficient. That's my point. But I do have oil dry, so I'll soak it all up. I was trying to get it, it's probably a little worse because I'm trying to do this with the camera, but it's also a pain in the arse normally. I can't really easily get into frame here because I'm trying to catch the last few drips. So, anyway, I've got the oil filter, and I've got fuzz on it. But you want to lubricate that gasket if you've never done an oil change. And by lubricate it, I mean with the oil. People say to use the new oil, but I haven't even opened it yet. I always use the old oil. My grandpa does that. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. It's not like that's running through the engine, it's just keeping that rubber gasket from cracking, drying out. So, I personally don't think that it matters. You don't want to go buck wild in tightening it, but I feel with my smaller hands, I can't get a good hand tightening, so I use a wrench. I'm careful not to dent it and squeeze it, but guys with big beefy hands can just do it hand tightened. I feel like I can't. And I openly admit that, so I use the tool I need. Still kind of waiting. I wanted this to fully drain really, really well before putting this up there, because it's got that fiber gasket. And that's another thing, at like a 15-minute oil change, your oil doesn't drain that quickly. So they're putting not a full fill of oil. You're not getting all new oil. If you're in and out in 10 minutes, it didn't all drain. I'll tell you that right now.
dealerships are good about it, and you know, like certain tire places. I'm not a fan of quick lube places. Obviously, I've never gone to one, right? All the thing. See stinking thing. Honestly, cannot see it to read it. It's also hard because my garage floor is not even, and that makes for hard scooting. Just a little bit more. These angles are hard. And also juggling lights and stuff. Okay, let's see if I can see this again. Not sure what I think about the torque wrench in this little tiny spot. I feel like it's over tightening. And it's not giving a rating because it's doing that. I feel like it went past the point it's supposed to. But you can't get a good feeling of it because, yeah, it did. Alright, it is 6:11 p.m. Due to my superhuman strength, I broke my thing. I was trying to use the torque wrench and it did not work out. Between having the, I can't even think, I'm so frustrated. The, brain isn't working, my camera is greasy, I'm frustrated. Okay. I'm gonna cut out all the footage because I broke my adapter. See this? I broke it because I'm apparently She-Ra. That's me. I am She-Ra. I was trying to use my new torque wrench, which I got so I wouldn't do this. Remember when I bought that and that was amazing? Well, between the jack stands to keep the car from falling on top of me, lights to try to record this, and an oil thing that was in the way and everything, I couldn't get good angles for anything, so I couldn't really see the torque wrench. I don't know, but I broke it. I'm going to put the old oil drain plug back in. I'm going to fill it with new oil, and I've got a new filter. So I'm not going to do this until the next oil change. There's no sense in wasting a filter and 6 quarts of oil to do that, or to, I mean, even if I want to pull my car in my garage, because of the shortness of my garage, I have to back it out halfway. I don't have another member of my household that could watch my car so it doesn't get stolen, so I could borrow a car or even ride a bike, which would need air in the tires. And it's 6 p.m. and I want to go places, so this weekend, so it's not happening right now. I'm just going to put the old one back in, and this is going to happen the next oil change, which will be in 7,500 miles, probably the end of the summer or something. So sorry guys. I could show you all the fun I had, but I really don't want to because I'm frustrated. I guess if you guys beg for it, maybe I will show you the comedy of errors that has occurred. Anyway, that's that. That's life. So I'm going to put the old plug in, fill it, top off my washer fluid, and be done with it for today. So I don't want to record anymore. The battery's getting low on this. I don't have another battery for this camera. I've got grease on this camera. It's all the things are not in alignment, okay? I'm gonna rest my arm on my car because I'm tired of holding my camera even. What did you screw up today? Make me feel better. No, I mean, it's just life. It's a brass fitting. That's why I got the torque wrench. But, oh hey, my battery light's flashing. I can't record anymore. Yay! Okay guys, bye.